Okay, so I have this little story I want to tell you, and it's just easier if I record it. So, um, remember that video that I took like a year ago with the lights in the ceiling at church? That the lights were turned off, yet they were still like flashing light, and it was kind of like in the beat of a heart. And there was one that was over top of the painting of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and then there was another one, and I was like, what's the other one? And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, that could be the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Well, Friday was the feast of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Like I told you, we went to Mass and we had adoration, and the kids came, and Dustin didn't have his hearing aid, and Tegan didn't have her hearing aid. And but we still went and we did our darndest to get to involve the kids and make sure that they knew what was going on, even though they could not hear us or anything else. And it was really challenging, but we did it. Yes, so awesome. So that was Friday. And then Saturday is the Immaculate Heart of Mary. So the two hearts, the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary, are together as one. And I was watching, like last night before I fell asleep, I thought, you know what? I went to Mass on Saturday hoping that they were going to talk about the Immaculate Heart, but they didn't. And so I wanted to look it up and see if I could see something. And one of my favorite priests on YouTube had a video. So, anyways, in the video, he said that why do we consider honoring the Immaculate Heart of Mary the day after the Sacred Heart of Jesus? Well, what the priest said is that it was Mary's Immaculate Heart that supplied Jesus's Sacred Heart the blood of which came from her heart as he was a baby in her womb. And so when I heard that, just like, oh my gosh, it just completely floored me. I started crying and everything because I know what it's like to be a mother. I know what it's like to have a baby inside of you, and every single thing that you put in your body is going into that baby's body and everything. And that impact just completely, it spoke to my heart. So anyways, we were at Mass today, and Levi and I had to sit in an extra row because there wasn't enough room in the row that Jessica was in. So Levi and I sat off on the other side, on the same side as that light that was flashing. So anyways, we went to go receive communion, and then after we received communion, we waited for, like, we went over to the side where Jessica and Tegan were waiting to go for communion. We went together in a lineup, but when it came to sitting, we ended up sitting on the opposite side. So anyways, we went up to receive communion, then we walked back around, and instead of just going and shoving ourselves down the aisle that we were sitting in, we waited to the very, very end as the last of the people were going up for communion, and then we tiptoed up and we climbed back into our pew. And so as we were at the back of the church, I said to Levi, I learned something really neat about the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And so I said to him, how Friday we went to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and then Saturday was the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And so I was like, okay, we got to go. Hang on, I'll finish telling you once we get to the pew. So we went up to the pew, we sat down, we got down on our knees on the kneeler, and I looked at him and I said, yeah, so the Immaculate Heart of Mary fed the blood to the Sacred Heart of Jesus while Jesus was in Mary's womb. And I said, remember those lights I saw? And then he's like, oh yeah. And then I looked up at the light, and I was like, it's happening. Oh my God, it's a miracle. It's the first time I've seen it in months. So anyways, yeah, so the lights started flashing again in the pattern of the Sacred Heart and the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And after church was over, I took another video, and I stopped some ladies that were at church. One was a young mother a mother who's a little bit younger than me, and she has two children that One of them is boys that Levi knows, and the daughter is Chelsea. That's her name, Chelsea. Anyways, so yeah. And another lady who is actually an altar server, and I told her, yeah, let's not tell Father Shim this because he tried to fix it the last time when I told him, and I don't want him fixing anything. We just pray for him that the eyes of his heart are open. Anyways, just had to share that.